In every legend, there's a sliver of truth. In every tragedy, a forgotten warning. They Were Both Found Dead is your guide through the eerie and the unexplained, where history collides with horror, and not everyone makes it out alive.
Welcome to They Were Both Found Dead. I'm Adrian.
And I'm Ramsey, and today we're talking about biohazards. Gross.
I know. It's going to be a lovely episode.
This was Adrian's idea. I think it's a great idea, but also if you're grossed out, blame him.
Yeah, really gross episode, so...
How was your day today?
Confusing day, guys.
To give context, we are filming this on September 10th. Wednesday, September 10th, 2025.
Yeah, if anybody knows what happens that day...
If you know, you know. And most people probably do.
We can say it, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Charlie Kirk died today.
A few hours ago.
Yeah, he got shot in the neck. And, you know, the videos the videos were everywhere, so everybody saw it. And,
just a nice snuff film.
Oh, yeah, kind of a rough watch, for sure.
Yeah.
It's like he's like a horrible person and all that, but like still, watching somebody die is kind of really makes you question your own mortality. And that's what I've been doing today.
Yeah, Adrian's having a moment of just pure existential dread.
Yeah.
So he seems like he's in another universe. He is a little.
It's fine though. How was your day?
Pretty uneventful. I did laundry.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a little something off the top. There's something we kind of want to start doing. The current name in use is bite-sized terror. I don't know if that sucks. I don't know if we like it. Let us know. If that's ass, be like, that's straight ass.
Bite-sized terrors.
Yeah.
What's another word for, like, little food?
Cody thought, like, finger foods are, like, scaratizers. Horror davors. Instead of orange davors.
I like scaratizers. That's funny.
A little scaratizer.
Mm-hmm.
So, for our first ever one, I want to talk about something both a bit lighthearted and will make your skin crawl. Because we're not going to make your skin crawl enough this episode. Are you aware that sometimes, a shocking amount of times over history, it has rained animals?
I've seen that. I've seen spider rains in Australia.
That makes me want to fucking puke. Yeah. I don't like that at all. Spiders? Why are we raining spiders?
I don't know. I think it's like from the trees. And there's like a layer of web.
Oh, God.
Yeah. I don't know if it's rain spiders or whatever, but it kind of looks like it. Spiders rain down on Australia.
Yep, it does happen. Animals this has happened with include fish, which appear to be the most common, spiders, frogs, toads, jellyfish, worms, octopuses, and many other marine animals.
Octopuses?
Octopuses, which I'm pretty sure is technically octopi, but we're going to say octopuses.
Yeah.
And those aren't the only insane things that have rained down from the sky. There have been tons of cases of blood rain. Also makes me want to vomit. Both in and out of literature. That one has an explanation. It's caused by aerial spores of a green microalgae called Trentophilia. The most horrific rain, though, yes, more horrific than blood rain, is the Kentucky meat shower, which occurred between 11 a.m. and noon on March 3rd, 1876. Large chunks of red meat fell from the sky, described as the meat of a large mammal, such as a deer, bear, or horse. The meat was at smallest 2 by 2 inches. Some piece as large has 4 by 4 inches. These are huge chunks.
Why? How?
No idea. By looks, it was thought to be beef, but people tasted it.
Why would you taste the meat that falls from the sky?
Just peel me off the slice and put it on the grill.
Disgusting.
Yeah, I can't believe people tasted it. And the people that tasted it guessed lamb or deer.
Do you think it was like a semi that hit one and then just went flying?
Well, it was in the 1800s, and it was over like a little town.
That's weird. Maybe catapult or something? People were weird back in the day.
There are some theories. Different scientists all came to different conclusions when examining the available chunks. Several identified it as human lung tissue, some as mammal muscle, and others as mammal cartilage. All horrific. The top theory is currently a bunch of vultures that nobody noticed flew overhead an entire town and all chose to regurgitate meat, not bones, which is, if they're going to regurgitate, usually bones, all at the same time. And all at once, mid-flight, when if a vulture does regurgitate and it's not bones, it's usually to, like, make a quick getaway, not mid-flight over a town. Not a good explanation, I don't think.
Sounds paranormal, honestly.
It sounds like some fuck shit went down.
Yeah.
Talk about biohazard, just rain meat.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like regurgitated meat, not just regular like.
That's a guess. But again, if it was regurgitated vultures, why is it all like lung tissue from mammals?
Lung tissue. Oh.
Which
I
is
don't
so
know.
specific.
Yeah. That sounds scary. I don't know about that. Have we heard of anything recent about stuff like that?
Just like little mammal, but most of it is like the animals raining down is sea animals or like ocean animals, water animals, because it has to do with like tornadoes in the water.
Oh yeah, like
and
the
bring
ocean.
it over in the storm. Yeah.
Dead or alive?
You know, it depends.
Oh,
sometimes some of them are alive when they come down.
Damn.
Could you imagine?
I can't.
I can't.
You know what I can? There's another type of rain that I've seen, like the Hiroshima thing, where it rained like acid.
Oh,
Well,
yeah, acid rain's definitely a thing.
Yeah, while people were like going through radiation, like right when the blast happened. You know. Okay, well, so the way we're gonna do this, it's gonna be
Bear goes first.
Bear goes first.
Bear the cat goes first.
Ramsey, me, Ramsey. Right?
Perfect.
Yes. And then Bear at the end again.
He's gonna close us out. So I'm starting us off horribly. So
okay.
Cool. Oh yeah, real quick. I'm sure you read the title. You know we're doing biohazards. We've said that, but just real quick trigger warning for the whole thing of ew.
Ew, indeed. Yeah, it's nasty stuff.
And since we're talking about like the whole point of this is biohazards, we're not ignoring the nasty as much as we probably usually do. We're going full nasty.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna detail like what the nasty stuff it looks like and exactly what's going on. So
yeah, maggots. Also trigger warning just for death and dying.
Oh, okay, sounds good.
All right. So today I'm starting off with the Helping Hands for Furry Paws Animal Shelter.
I heard you say like shelter earlier, and I was like, I don't know.
When Adrian came up with the idea for biohazards, he already had his topic in mind, and I didn't. So I had a lot of trouble finding a topic and choosing one, and just like looking up like crazy biohazards, infamous biohazards, just to try to like get started on possible topics. Like was coming up with nothing. So I was like, okay, and I researched type of biohazards, and then I went from there, and one of them was like animal feces and stuff, which is how I got here.
Okay.
So it's one of the most disturbing biohazards I've come across. This is the story of the Helping Hands for Furry Paws Animal Shelter in Ohio. A cute name with a cute facade hiding a truly horrific reality. But this reality wasn't exactly a well-kept secret. Locals knew something was wrong. The shelter had far more animals than they could possibly care for. Neighbors had complained, and authorities were already aware of the situation when they finally got what they needed to take action. But what they found was worse than what anyone could imagine. What do you think they found?
I'm not ready.
Yeah.
This is a sad story, huh?
It is sad, but there's a happy ending.
Okay.
And we don't have those here very often.
I think dead animals living in squalor, bad conditions.
Yeah, I think you pretty much nailed it.
Oh, okay.
On July 27th, 2023, police responded to yet another criminal complaint. They arrived at one of two locations operated by the rescue, both of them on the same block. Rhonda Murphy, the 60-year-old owner, met the officers at the door. They informed her they were there to conduct a welfare check on the animals. What they found inside was a nightmare. Between the two properties, police discovered 90 dogs in horrifying conditions. One location was nothing more than a garage, housing over 25 dogs. There were no windows, no ventilation, no air conditioning. When police stepped inside, the temperature was measured at 89 degrees.
Wow. Hot.
That's really fucking hot. I keep our apartment at 68 during the day and 66 at night.
Wow. Yeah.
What do you keep yours at?
During the day, like at 70, 75, 70. And at night, I go like 68, 67.
A little warmer than me, but not anything like 89 degrees.
Yeah, 89 degrees. You can't live that way. I don't think animals can live that way.
In a cage with other dogs, too.
Yeah, plus like the spoiled stuff is getting more spoiled because of the heat and stuff.
Think about how bad hot dog crap and pee smells.
Ugh.
Inside the main house, things were somehow even worse. Officers later reported that the smell was so overpowering, it literally burned their eyes. 11 dogs were crammed
onions?
inside. Yeah, like onions. Ew, that's somehow that comparison made it way worse. 11 dogs were crammed inside, and at both locations, the animals were packed tightly into filthy cages with no food and no water. Some cages were crowded with multiple dogs being forced together, one holding a mother dog and her 8 puppies. In total, officers discovered 5 litters of nursing-age puppies desperately clinging to life. But that wasn't the worst of it. 30 additional dogs were found dead on the property. Their bodies were scattered across 5 different fridges and freezers, some of which weren't even functional. The remains were in varying states of decomposition. Some were described as liquefied, so far gone they couldn't even be moved intact. Of the 30 dead dogs, only 18 was stable enough to be removed from the scene. Helping Hands for Furry Paws was originally established as a nonprofit back in July of 2016, but in 2021, they lost their active status after failing to file the required paperwork with the state. The IRS also revoked their tax-exempt status after 3 years of missing filings. Meanwhile, the Animal Friends Humane Society stepped up to take in 86 of the rescued dogs, a massive and incredibly difficult task. Rhonda Murphy was arrested and charged with 2 misdemeanor counts of cruelty to a companion animal and 1 felony account of the same charge. In January of 2024, she pled guilty, and by April, she was sentenced to 4.5 years in prison in order to pay the Animal Friends Humane Society $16,000 in restitution for taking in all those dogs. When she's released, what? What?
I don't know. How do you feel about her punishment?
I think it should be more.
More like money or more years in jail?
Yeah. Well, when she's released, she'll be permanently banned from owning another companion animal.
Okay. I mean, you can't really.
Yeah, but like when you adopt
that
from Humane Society and stuff, and they take your ID and like do the check, that's what they're looking for.
Okay. I mean, she can pick anybody up on the street.
I know, or like Craigslist. It's hard to imagine the level of suffering behind those closed doors, but thanks to the rescue teams and investigators, most of those dogs finally have a chance at the lives they deserve.
Aww.
I was like looking through the list when they were finally like ready for adoption, and like they were putting them up. They're so cute and sweet.
Were they recovered?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. I think everyone got adopted.
That's so cute. How long did that last, you know?
What do you mean?
Did you mention? Like, from when she was living that way?
It's not known.
Running in the place that way?
It was established, I believe, in 2016, but it's unknown how long it was that bad.
And when did it end? I'm sorry?
2023.
Oh, okay. Dang.
They lost their filing and stopped paying stuff in like around 2020, so that's probably when things started to really go downhill.
I see. 3 years. Wow. That sucks.
That's a lot of dogs.
I know. It kind of reminds me of Tiger King.
Yeah.
Like how he like ran out of money and he was feeding his tigers and stuff like that with grocery, like spoiled
expired
meat.
grocery. And the fucking people that worked there had to do it too because he would target people that didn't really have anything else.
Yeah, I know. That's like his close family or whatever. It's people that he been like forced to be with him. I don't know.
Yeah, and then of course they're like, he's helped us when no one else did. Well, because he knew that like you didn't have anyone else and you're easier to take advantage of.
Manipulate.
It's really sad.
I know.
Because I get their point, but I like the person that got bit by the tiger and lost their arm.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get to work as fast as possible so that it was as little scandal as possible for him.
Yeah, I know. Oh, God, he showed up. Did I talk about this already? He showed up to the scene in, like, his medical outfit.
That's my favorite part. He did an outfit change. And that's when he's like, I'm never going to financially recover from this. I say that all the time.
Oh, my God. I am never going to financially recover from this.
Well, I hope you enjoyed that moment of levity because we're about to lose it.
What? Oh. What is the next one?
The next one is the Return to Nature Funeral Home.
Funeral home?
Have you heard anything about this in Colorado?
No, I never heard of
Dude, this shit's fucked up.
I mean, I can imagine what it is.
We're in Penrose, Colorado on Tuesday, October 3rd, 2023. Neighbors had been complaining for weeks about a foul, rotting smell coming from a local funeral home. The property itself was overgrown, neglected, and strangely quiet. It didn't look like a functioning business. Law enforcement and members of DORA, the Department of Regulatory Agencies, again, DORA, I think that's super fun,
That is fun.
reached out to the funeral home's owner, John Halford. He agreed to meet them the next day, Wednesday, October 4th, at the Penrose location of Return to Nature Funeral Homes. John wasn't new to the funeral industry. His father had been a funeral director too, but John himself wasn't licensed to be one. Normally that would be illegal, but at the time, Colorado was the only state in the U.S. where you didn't need a license to be a mortician. This was only changed after the incident I'm about to tell you. Another example of laws being written in blood. Could you imagine fucking up so bad that, like, an entire state requires licensing for something now that didn't before?
I feel like that happens.
That's why the rules were made.
Yeah.
But now imagine being that person.
Yeah,
It's like,
true.
I have a question on the bar exam now.
Judge gave me 2 ankle bracelets. Said it was the first time he ever had to do that. Ya boys, a question on the bar exam. Yeah.
Yeah, imagine it being like your name too. Is there something like that?
There are a few, like, usually it's for victims, though.
Yeah, like damn alert.
Oh, yeah, that was a good example.
Mm-hmm.
John was a strange, ambitious guy. Along with running a funeral home, he pursued stand-up comedy, traveling to bigger cities across the South to perform.
What?
His stand-up was really bad.
Oh.
So he'd also do stand-up. He was a mortician, would also do stand-up. He was also on some podcasts I saw. It was really fucking bad. On social media, him and his wife, Carrie Halford, carefully cultivate a glamorous image of wealth, romance, and success. They also were, like, a match, like, perfect, because her name is Carrie, and she spells it C-A-R-I-E,
Mm-hmm.
instead of the usual C-A-R-R-I-E.
Mm-hmm.
And his name is John, and he spells it G-O-N instead of G-O-H-N. So it's like they both took a letter out of their name. And it actually drives me
Wait,
fucking nuts.
G-O-N?
Sorry, J-O-N.
Oh, okay. I was about to say G-O-N.
He's not that crazy. If you're John with a G,
Gone.
guillotine immediately. But behind the scenes, things were far darker. Before meeting Carrie, John even attempted a political career, but it ended abruptly after a shocking crime. John and some friends decided it would be funny to break into a house where one friend's sister was hoping a sleepover. Mind you, these are all grown adults. So, like, they're breaking into this woman's house. This is not a house that he lives with his sister. They're breaking into her house, and he's a full-grown adult doing this.
Okay.
They broke in wearing ski masks and carrying real AK-47s.
Oh.
They staged a fake robbery, pointing guns at the women's heads and holding them hostage. John ended up pleading guilty to pointing a deadly weapon, which is a misdemeanor, which killed his political career before it even began. So this guy's a psycho idiot.
That political career wasn't going anywhere anyways.
I think it was for, like, city council.
Yeah.
The couple's perfect marriage wasn't what it seemed either. One woman later came forward with a disturbing story. Her father had been diagnosed with cancer in 2017 and passed away in 2019. She used Return to Nature for his arrangements, and that's how she met John. He began texting her constantly, coming up with excuses to see her. At one point, he even offered to bring her a single bottle of water, just to have no reason to stop by. He's whipped. He's already married, and he's whipped.
Oh, God.
Yeah, this is when he's with Carrie. This mistress thing was happening. Over time, their relationship turned into an emotional affair lasting more than a year. Eventually, John began saying he wanted to leave Carrie, whom he often referred to as Satan or the devil in his messages. One night, things escalated into a physical encounter. Not like a physical, like he beat her, but like a physical, like boots the wow wow. After that, John ghosted her completely, never speaking to her again.
Yeah.
Yeah, a weird thing I forgot to, like, mention in here. On a video they posted on their website for the funeral home, and John and Carrie talking about, like, their relationship, and John's like, I'm the mortician. She's just married to me, but she's the co-owner. She runs more like the front of house paperwork side of things. And they mentioned how, like, she only dates, before that she had, like, only dated funeral directors. She's like, I'm just drawn to it, I guess. It was weird.
There's, like, a video of her saying that?
Yeah, that they, like, edited and posted, like, a professional video on their professional website.
Oh.
Isn't that weird?
There's definitely, like, a thing going on there.
Yeah. I mean, that screams necro to me, but allegedly, 100% speculation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And again, this is all crazy enough that I didn't even include that.
The necrophilia part?
The casual necro mention. So the next day, October 4th, the investigators showed up to meet John and Carrie as planned, but the couple never arrived. Their phones were turned off. Their landlord later said it was clear they'd fled town in a rush, that they had even left food on the table. That's how quick they left.
Okay.
With no cooperation, investigators secured a search warrant and entered the funeral home. Inside, they were met with a scene straight out of a nightmare. The smell was overwhelming. Flies swarmed everywhere, the buzzing so loud it drowned out other sounds. The floors were coated in a shin-deep brown sludge, made entirely of human decomposition. Windows were sealed with foil and heavy curtains, trapping the horror inside.
Oh my... Shin-deep decomposition?
Just like... And it was described as, like, bodily fluids, blood, literally, like, liquefied human.
Like, like first entering into the house?
It's a very small funeral home, and they weren't like holding stuff here. I'm not sure if it was all the way up to the front door, but it was definitely outside of the freezers.
Oh my god, that's disgusting. How does anybody live in there?
Nobody
They
lived
weren't.
there.
Oh, I thought they were.
Funeral home.
Funeral home.
A funeral home is just like the place where funerals happen. So
Oh, I thought it was like a home plus like
they
a place
used
they do
to. I think that
funerals.
might be where the name originates because it used to be like in house, and that's also morticians used to be like a very much a handed down thing, but not anymore.
Oh, okay.
That was really fucking up kids.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So, on Friday, October 6th, police held a press conference. 189 human bodies had been found inside the funeral home. I'll repeat, 189 human bodies had been found inside the funeral home, stored in deplorable conditions. At the back of the building were several large walk-in coolers built by John himself. At first glance, they resembled the kind of massive coolers you'd see in restaurants. Like, think Golden Corral coolers, but piles of bodies.
I don't like these images that I'm getting in my head.
Yeah, sorry.
Is there pictures of this?
Not of the inside. They've released them in court, so the parents have seen them, the family members, but they've not been publicly released. But they weren't real refrigeration units, just cheap metal shells. For a while, they worked inconsistently. Texts between John and his mistress showed him complaining about maintenance problems, but eventually he gave up entirely. The coolers stopped functioning completely, and John even removed the cooling units from most of them, turning them into sealed tombs where bodies were dumped and left to rot and to be eaten by whatever small critters managed to make their way inside. Some bodies weren't wrapped at all. Others were crammed into plastic wrap, body bags, cardboard boxes, or even plastic totes. The victims included fetuses, infants, and adults. As word spread, families across Colorado began to realize their worst fears. Their loved ones might be among the 189. Sheila and Gary Canfield Jones were one such family. Their daughter Morella was a mom, a model, and a biologist. She died at just 38 years old in 2019. The Joneses were told she had been cremated, but 4 years later, they learned the truth. Morella's body had been left to decompose inside Return to Nature. She's actually one of the first bodies left in the freezers.
So she was definitely like sludge or something.
Yeah. 4 years.
The
The ashes they've been given, to this day, they don't know whose ashes those were.
Or even if it was a person. Probably like
you
a
have no
wood
idea.
or something. What do you mean?
You're closer than you think.
Like animals.
Another victim was David Jackson Page, a 20-year-old autistic black man who loved nature and people. This is really fucked up.
Okay.
On September 29th, 2019, David's baby was stillborn. Overwhelmed with grief, he experienced a mental health crisis and began screaming in his room.
Okay.
Police were called to help, and David's mother, Christina Page, gave officers detailed information about his autism and needs, but one officer insisted he knew David personally and would handle it.
I don't like where this is going.
Hours later, this officer returned to David's home for no apparent reason. David told the officer he wasn't suicidal or homicidal, he just wanted to grieve alone, and locked his door. Mind you, he was calm this whole interaction as well.
Okay.
Instead of de-escalating, the officer called SWAT, falsely claiming David had taken a hostage. From an elevated position, SWAT shot into his home, killing him as he screamed his dead child's name. Afterward, they flash-bombed the house, set it on fire, and even ran over David's pet turtle, Marley.
On purpose?
They say no.
I mean, how do you do that on accident?
I know.
Okay.
Christina Page, his mom, responded by founding the Marley Foundation, which advocates non-militarized, mental health-focused crisis response teams. But then, on October 24th, 2023, she got another devastating call. David's body had been found among the 189. So, this man was not respected in life or death at all. This country totally failed him.
Yeah. I regret this topic. I regret it. I did not know you were going to go that far.
I didn't think I was going to go this hard. I already chose this topic. She was one of the moms that spoke in the documentary I watched, so I was doing research on how he died.
Yeah.
And I could figure out how most of these people died, but most of it wasn't relevant. His felt relevant. And it was crazy because I found a video of her talking about it at a Black Lives Matter march in 2021. Oh, really? And when I first found the video of her talking about her son's death, I thought it was about the Return to Nature funeral home. But that was before this was found out. So then I was like, what? What is this? And I watched it and she explained what happened. And I was like, wow, she doesn't even know yet. And she shows the necklace with her son in it and she doesn't even know yet that that's not her son.
Stop.
Sorry. I'm not going to stop quite yet, but I'm almost.
Okay.
For 4 years, she had scattered what she believed were his ashes across beautiful places across the country. Like, she traveled specifically to do that, keeping a small vial on a chain around her neck. Now she faced the chilling truth. If those weren't David's ashes, whose were they? Investigators discovered open bags of Quickcrete, a fast-drying a fast-drying cement mix, and a grinder machine inside the funeral home. This suggested some families may have been given ground concrete instead of actual cremains. Angelica Stedman suspected this after testing the ashes she'd been giving for her daughter, Chanel, who died in 2019 at just 24 years old. When she mixed them with water, they solidified into concrete.
I'm 24.
She was your age when she died, and her mom was given concrete.
Not the best thing to say right now.
Oh, sorry. It is important to mention, too, that the majority of the patients of this funeral home in this area, they were cremated.
Oh, not
so
buried.
How many people did this affect?
Well, 100 and what?
No,
body?
That was just the bodies found.
Oh, there's bodies not found?
The cremation documents for Chanel were forged. The third-party crematory listed had no record of Chanel ever being cremated there. Chanel's body was not among the 189 either.
Oh.
Her whereabouts remained unknown.
Okay.
Another grieving mother, Heather DeWolf, faced a different nightmare. Her son Zach died on July 5th, 2020. When she examined his ashes, they looked real, but contained surgical debris like bolts and screws. So, like, when you're cremated, if you have, like, a titanium hip or, like, a, what are they called? Like, a pole in your ankle. They will take, after you're cremated, they'll take out, like, the big pieces of metal, and you can get them back if you request them. But the little things, like bolts and such, they kind of just sweep that in with the ashes. And he never had any surgery.
Oh.
But there was medical debris in his ashes.
Well.
So, in her own words, I think I have a human, just not my human.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Since she found out, she now suffers recurring nightmares of Zach calling for her, but she can't find him.
Oh my god. This is horrifying, Ramsey.
I'm so sorry.
Oh my god.
Their story deserves to be told, but it is darker than I anticipated it being.
Holy shit.
I bawled like a little baby back then.
No, yeah. And I still see you got shit to say. Oh my god. I don't know why it's going so.
You breaking the fourth wall is kind of funny.
Oh, yeah.
There is a video of Heather DeWolf and Christina Page, the last two moms we just talked about, confronting John Halford outside of the courthouse and screaming after him as he hurried away, surrounded by his posse. It is a haunting video. DeWolf begs him to tell her where her son is and what happened to him, while pointing at her shirt, which has a picture of her son on it. And Paige asks him why and how he could let this happen, and how he could let rats and maggots eat her son's face.
Okay.
The official list includes only the 189 bodies discovered at the funeral home, but the true number of victims is far higher. Many families were deceived, and countless ashes out there may belong to someone else, or may be nothing more than cement dust. Not only are the families and everyone who loved the 189 victims themselves, but the bodies of those whose cremains were to be returned to their families and weren't and are now completely lost are innumerable.
Cremains?
Cremated remains.
Oh, never heard that word.
It's fun, little shorthand.
Yeah.
John and Carrie were eventually found hiding at John's father's house in Oklahoma. Text messages revealed their complete lack of empathy for the families they hurt. Like, there's one where he was, like, moving bodies, because they had multiple locations, but this is the location they were just hoarding the bodies at. And there was one where he was just moving some bodies there, and they were, like, texting. And he's like, ew, I got some people juice in my mouth. And she's like, ew, LOL, making cheeseburgers.
Sadistic, yeah.
And she knew all of it.
Psychopath.
And she's the one that actually did the paperwork and the family planning with the families. She's the one that looked them in the eyes, so she's not innocent in all this.
Yeah, they don't care at all. No. In my mouth?
In his mouth. Which, like, thinking of the prions and, like, the disease, like, literally Last of Us could have started out of this. Shockingly, during the early stages of the investigation, they were allowed to remain free. They even worked DoorDash deliveries for money, meaning they could have shown up to the homes of their victims' families without anyone knowing.
Yeah, and plus these people with huge biohazardous stuff on them, right? Because all their stuff would probably be covered in stuff, right? Or no? I'm sure they showered. I mean, yeah, but, like, still, it's a lot
I mean,
some
they're
could have
disgusting.
followed, and like now they're giving out food, and that's
I wonder if it's
gross.
the same car that they moved people in. I didn't even think about that.
Shit, maybe.
Was the last thing on this seat before my Taco Bell a dead person?
What if your DoorDash comes in like one of those?
A hearse?
Yeah, one of those.
If it was an unused hearse, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Prosecutors later offered them a plea deal. If they both pled guilty to 191 counts of abusing a corpse, John would serve 20 years and Carrie 15. They accepted the plea deal, but the families were outraged, and in August of 2025, last month, a judge made a rare move and rejected the plea deal, siding with the family's calls for real justice. One key piece of evidence was security footage showing John casually dumping a body off of a cart onto the floor before walking away with the cart. He's like, I need this, and just...
Wow.
Well, on top of corpse abuse, John and Carrie also pled guilty to misusing nearly $1 million in COVID relief funds. John has already been sentenced to 20 years in prison for that crime alone, and Carrie faces up to 15 years and awaits sentencing. The abuse of corpses trial is still ongoing, John's next court date being September 12th, 2 days from when we're recording this.
Oh, really?
So I can keep you guys updated next time if you care. The funeral home itself was declared a hazardous site. Cleanup crews began working on November 2nd, 2023. In April 2024, the building was demolished, erasing the physical site of the horror, but not the scars left on hundreds of families. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know really what to say after that.
I hated that, Ramsey.
I'm sorry.
I hated that.
It's important to know that it's a possibility, and you really got, like, it shows how much you're really trusting people with the people that you love. It's fucked up when people come back on that. Oh, I also forgot to mention, because, like, there's a theory of what did they do with the rest of the bodies, where the people did not get the cremains, but they weren't in the freezers.
Yeah.
And he was testing an invention that was basically cremating via water. And when water cremation, you kind of dissolve into nothing instead of having ashes.
Yeah.
And like he had he made it, like he had it. So a lot of people think that he was testing it on those bodies, and that's what happened to them.
But
and that's why the families want a court case, because they want answers as to why. Because they haven't had to say why yet.
Is water cremation a thing?
It's not a super popular thing yet, but it is possible, and that's why he was wanted to making the invention.
Like patent it?
Yes.
Wow, they wanted to make money out of it.
Yep, that it was all about money. So a lot of people think too that his plan was, when he perfected it, to just do it to all those bodies.
I have a headache now. I'm nauseous. I'm dizzy.
Are you actually?
No.
Do you need something?
No,
I was
I'm
like,
just kidding.
do you need something?
It is disgusting and gross. And
It's horrifying.
At least they weren't alive, which is not a good thing to say.
I mean, they weren't tortured to death. It's something.
Yeah.
But it's still pretty fucked up. Yeah.
It is. It for sure is.
I promise my final topic is a lot less horrific.
Okay. Yeah, I thought mine was bad. No.
Oh yeah,
That
and Adrian's is super lighthearted too. So.
Yeah, no, nobody dies in mine, but or nobody. There's no dead people.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's probably one of the worst you've covered in this show.
I was thinking too when I was writing it. I was like
podcast.
Our show, bitch. You were really disturbed by the Miami cannibal story.
The what?
The Miami cannibal attack story.
Yeah.
I was like, I feel like he's gonna hate this.
Oh, and you did it.
Well, I was already halfway through.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine.
And you did it.
I do hate all of it. All right.
A little more up in there, and the episode with the two lighter things.
Mine was supposed to be the horrifying one, Ramsey. Fuck you.
Yours will probably be grosser.
Yeah, I guess.
You got some human decomp, some sludge.
No, I don't. Fuck you, Ramsey. Okay, so mine, you probably heard about it. It kind of got a little bit more popular on social media recently, but it's called the Mexia Supermarket. So in the summer of 1999, on Hempfield Street in Fort Worth, Texas, an ordinary 36,000 square foot grocery store turned into one of the strangest and grossest public health disasters the city had ever seen. The place was called the Mexia Supermarket. It wasn't old. In fact, it had only opened the year before.
Wow. They have no fucking excuse.
I know. But by July of 1999, the store was bankrupt. The owners had piled up more than $1 million in debt, and instead of trying to salvage what was left, they simply locked the doors, shut off the power, and walked away.
I was 3 months old.
Oh, yeah. I wasn't born.
That's fucked up. They should have called me. I would have helped.
They should have called a lot of people, actually.
They should have called literally anyone.
Here's the part that made Mexia different from your average business failure. They left everything inside. Every shelf, every cooler, every freezer, fully stocked with food.
See, why would you do that?
I don't know. You could have left it open and people could have come in and grabbed everything.
Yeah, or donate to a shelter or something.
You didn't have to spend a dime.
I've seen ones where the city locked them out and said if you enter, you're breaking the law. But they just were like, you know what, peace.
Yeah, they didn't care.
That's crazy.
And I think it was kind of a miscommunication somewhere. Normally, when a store closes, the food is sold in clearance sales or donated to food banks. But in Mexia's case,
I do love a store closing sale, like Joann's and stuff.
Oh, did you get stuff from the closing?
I was poor.
I heard Forever 21 was closing and stuff like that, but it lasted so long that I didn't think it was going to happen, and then it did happen, and I didn't get the clearance stuff or anything.
Damn, that sucks.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Not that I shop from there that much. Yeah.
Picking up the remains.
Just clothes,
of how many people's jobs.
Oh yeah, true. But in Mexia's case, a mess of miscommunication between the bankruptcy trustee and the city meant nothing was removed. And once the electricity was cut, everything inside began to decay quickly. By late summer, neighbors started noticing it first, the smell.
Where was this again?
Fort Worth, Texas.
Oh, so it's
it gets hot. Summer.
Oh.
A heavy, rotting stench that hung in the air carried by Texas heat. Residents nearby reported headaches and nausea. Some said they couldn't even run their air conditionings, afraid that the foul gases would get sucked into their homes. It was reaching neighborhoods and stuff.
That's really fucking gross.
When the officials finally entered the building, what they found had been described as a gastronomic nightmare. Every aisle was different, but none of it was good. Milk cartons had swollen with gas until they exploded. Vegetables had liquefied into foul-smelling sludge. Apples and bananas were reduced to brown pulp, covered in bite marks from rats.
Oh.
Meat packages weren't just rotten, they had collapsed into a black oozing slime.
Oh my god, I can't imagine how many rats the neighbors were having to deal with.
Yeah, look at it. There was a ton of flies, and I'll tell you in a second. Butter melted, which is funny. So butter melted, fish and poultry decayed so fast they seemed to fuse with the shelves.
Oh my god.
And the air was almost unbreathable. Toxic gases had built up inside, so much so that even the rats and insects that had moved in were starting to die. Crews had to enter in full hazmat suits with oxygen tanks strapped to their backs.
Oh my god.
I know, they couldn't breathe at all. One worker described the flies, so many of them that if you stretched out your hand in front of your face, you couldn't see it.
Oh!
Isn't that crazy, dude?
That's too many flies.
I know. It's like a black, what is it called, mist or something.
The flies are crazy.
And in front of your face, you couldn't see.
That's crazy.
Yeah. The buzzing was constant, echoing through the empty aisles like static. Rats scurrying across the floor, thriving on the rotten goods. Cockroaches covered the walls and windows. Maggots squirmed in piles where food had once been stacked neatly. This wasn't just unpleasant, it was dangerous. The building had become a biohazard filled with disease-causing bacteria, fungi, and vermin. City officials realized they couldn't simply burn the building down or demolish it.
Let's just burn that motherfucker. Yeah. That's kind of a funny solution.
But if they do that, the pests would just release into the neighborhoods.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and then the smoke would be just not good.
The contamination would be awful. The only option was to go in by hand and clean it out. Crews started with the meat, then dairy, then produce. Workers shoveled rotten food into industrial plastic bags, sealing them like hazardous waste before hauling them into sealed containers that were later thrown into a landfill. The smell was so strong that even the landfill workers struggled to bury it fast enough. Even in bags.
That's crazy. At a landfill. They're like, that shit stank.
I know. It's already getting buried and you can still smell it through it.
And it's a landfill. I mean, you'd think that would be the stinkiest place to stink.
Yeah.
But no. Mexia Supermarket.
I know. What'd you say?
Mexia Supermarket.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said a Mexican supermarket.
No. I just casually turned out to be super racist. This would be a good time to tell you that I vote for Trump next year.
Next year?
I know.
What the hell?
Yeah, I'm going to vote for him to be mayor, too. He needs more power and overreach.
Stop.
Sorry.
Okay. So the cleanup dragged on for weeks, costing the city more than expected, around $100,000 in total.
Oh my god.
And in the end, the building still carried a lingering stench even after fumigation.
Yeah, I guess it would be really hard to get that smell out of everything.
I know. I don't know exactly how long it was running for. I don't think I mentioned it.
Long enough.
Yeah. In the heat, it can be pretty fast.
Stinky.
But what frustrated people most wasn't the smell or even the health risks. It was the waste. At the very same time, local food banks were desperate for donations heading into the holiday season. If just one phone call had been made when the store shut down, all of that food could have gone to families in need. Instead, thousands of pounds of food were lost, left to rot until it poisoned the air.
God forbid we help people.
I know, right? So it's just annoying. I feel like all these stories just turning into something annoying. Can we cover something like not annoying?
It is hard because like even when we were trying to do like more like not fun but more like non-political topics, like everything comes down to people being treated badly because they are lower class or whatever.
Just everything is rooted into that. It's crazy.
Everything comes back to classism and racism.
Yeah, but there is a history to this building.
Okay.
The building that became Mexia Supermarket had a violent past. Just 5 years earlier, when it was still called Daniel's Food Store, an 18-year-old manager named Eduardo Lopez was confronted by a gunman during a robbery. He was forced to open the safe, then shot in the head. His body was found in the store's freezer. That murder remains unsolved to this day.
Oh my god!
Yeah. So by the time Mexia collapsed, the building already carried a dark background.
That's
so
dark.
like, two things.
That would be crazy to be that family too, knowing that happened in there, and then it's being brought up again because of this.
I know. So sad.
Yeah.
As if the situation wasn't bad enough, people started breaking into the abandoned supermarket.
Oh my god.
Two teenagers were caught climbing onto the roof. Others managed to get inside, risking exposure to diseases just to grab a cigarette, batteries, or even canned food. While some canned goods may have technically been edible, the outside of the cans were contaminated with dangerous bacteria.
Could you even imagine being like, I'm gonna make myself these peas?
I know, but like I feel like it's more like desperate homeless people, probably.
Oh yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm. Which is sad. Again,
it's sad.
Rooted into stuff. After the cleanup in late 1999, the story slipped into obscurity. A few new reports aired, and some cities officially gave interviews. But outside of Fort Worth, not many people heard about it until years later, when clips of the cleanup surfaced in the History Channel documentary Life After People, in an episode called The Last Supper. The show used Mexia as a case study, evidence of how quickly supermarkets would become tombs of rotting food if people suddenly disappeared. That's something that they don't show in like zombie movies and apocalypses.
Yeah, they'll show like the supermarkets looking a little gross, but nothing.
Yeah, nothing like this severe.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And nobody's gonna be putting away the meat and stuff like that. Unless it got raided beforehand.
Or what about those things like the IEPs or whatever that if they dropped them on America now, we'd be fucked because it takes out like all technology. Yeah. And like so it would take out a lot of cars and everything too. What would we do?
Dead. We're dead.
How much of the issue would be biological hazards?
That's just one thing too.
I didn't even think about that. And not even just that, but all the food in your house and stuff.
Exactly. Except like canned food. But who really has canned food in their house?
I have a lot of canned food.
Really? I probably have like 10 cans at my house. I
don't think I have more than that.
Oh, really?
But I touch them, especially canned vegetables. Almost every dinner I'll cook a canned vegetable.
Oh, really? No, not me. I have like condensed milk and like tomato.
You have any soup?
Tomatoes. Yes, I do. I have like mushroom soup.
Yeah, corn.
No, I don't have.
Get some corn.
For what? I don't use it.
Eat corn. Corn's delicious.
Yeah, true.
We live in Nebraska. Eat corn.
No!
I'm recommending canned corn in Nebraska.
And in some ways, that's what Mexia was. A glimpse of what happens when human order breaks down. When the system we rely on fails, even a simple grocery store can turn into something dangerous. Today, the side is home to a Dollar General.
Oh shit, of course it is.
Shoppers come and go with no trace of what was once there.
The only thing that would have been funnier if you were like, right now, it's a spirit Halloween.
No, hell no. Well, That's mine. Pretty gross. Like, the details of it is disgusting. That was really flies.
Gross. Yours is definitely the most biohazard. Like, it was all about the biohazard.
Yeah. Is yours, the last one, going to be a little bit lighter? I mean,
It's lighter, but there's a lot of back build up to the biohazard. I think Adrian did a good job of pulling us out of the hole I dug us into, and which I have a tendency to do.
Yeah.
I think that's so interesting as I read these stories about people, and that's like why kind of what started this podcast, because we would have these conversations and I'd be like, this is what I read last night.
Mm-hmm.
And like you would see those things and be like, did you hear about fucking Mexia Supermarket? And those are the conversations I like to have, is about those people that were in these horrible situations that deserve to have their story told. But it's also like, it is an emotional way to hear about them.
Mm-hmm. Definitely is.
My next topic takes place in Harlem, New York City. So it's March 21st, 1947. The phone at the 22nd precinct in New York rings. A man who refuses to give his name says there's a dead body inside a house at 2078 Fifth Avenue.
Okay.
He warns them about a smell, something so strong and foul that it's seeping out onto the street. The man hangs up before giving any more details. It's an odd call, but not an entirely surprising one.
Okay.
Because everyone in Harlem knows about the house at 2078 Fifth Avenue and the two strange men who live inside it. When police arrive, they're met with a building that seems more like a fortress than a home. The 4-story brownstone has its windows barred with iron grates. The doors are all locked, tightly sealed. Even the basement windows have been covered. And the smell? It's overwhelming. Rancid, suffocating. Officers cover their mouths and noses with cloth, but it doesn't help much.
Mm-hmm.
This is no ordinary death investigation. This is something far worse.
Oh, God.
And it will soon become one of the most notorious discoveries in New York City history.
Really?
The house belongs to two brothers, Homer and Langley Collyer.
Homer. And who? Langley?
Homer and Langley, motherfucker.
No. Okay.
Interesting kids' names. I forgot to mention it here. They're born in the 1880s to a wealthy and eccentric Manhattan family. The Colliers were brilliant.
1880s?
They were born in the 1880s, yes.
So they're all super old.
When this all happens, it's 1947, so... They're older.
47. Oh, okay.
I forgot to mention their parents were first cousins.
They're brothers?
Yes. So their mom and their dad were first cousins with each other. And then had Homer and Langley. They also had a daughter before them, but she was stillborn.
Horrible.
Having first cousin parents?
All of it is horrible, yeah.
Have you heard of that family?
Yes.
I think we talked about it before.
What's his name? What's their name? They're the Winchesters or something?
Sorry, the Winchesters are supernatural, which is why that made me laugh. They seem to be really nice people.
Yeah.
That family full of incest.
Wow. You even spelled it right.
Oh, the Whitakers.
The Whitakers, yeah.
I get where you got Winchester now. The Whitakers.
Yeah.
Homer became a lawyer, and Langley, a talented pianist who multiple times performed at Carnegie Hall, both attended Columbia. In 1909, their father, a respected doctor, moved the family to this very brownstone. It was beautiful back then, a symbol of status and refinement, but the family was odd.
Mm-hmm.
Their father is known for doing strange things, like paddling a canoe down the East River to work, then carrying it back home on foot through Harlem.
Oh. It sounds fun, yeah.
Yeah. They were just a little, off.
Yeah.
When their parents died in the 1920s, Homer and Langley inherited everything. Their father's medical instruments, their mother's possessions, and the house itself. Neither of the brothers ever married or moved out. They stayed together, clinging to their family home, and slowly to their secrets. At first, they lived normal lives. Homer practiced law, and Langley sold pianos and performed concerts. But in 1933, tragedy struck. Homer went blind due to hemorrhages in his eyes, and Langley gave up his career to care for his brother. From that point on, the Collyer Brothers began to withdraw from the world. Langley became obsessed with curing Homer's blindness himself. He devised a strange regimen. 100 oranges a week, black bread, and peanut butter, convinced it would restore Homer's sight. He read him classic literature every night, played him piano sonatas, and refused to let any doctor come near. "We are the sons of a doctor," Langley would later tell a reporter. "We know too much about medicine to trust anyone else."
That's so sad.
It is also a weird statement because their dad was a gynecologist.
Oh.
So I don't know what he taught them that made them think that they could never see another medical doctor.
They're above every other doctor out there.
Because my dad was a gynecologist. Okay.
Wow.
They both went to Columbia, but one of them studied maritime law.
They went to Columbia?
Yeah.
Damn.
They both went to Columbia, but one of them studied maritime law, and the other one studied chemistry and engineering. Which, again, very smart men.
And they graduated?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
One of them started when he was 14.
That's pretty good.
That was at New York University. So they were very smart, but again, they were not doctors.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Harlem was changing. The Great Depression brought poverty and overcrowding to the once wealthy neighborhood. Apartment buildings went up, the streets became noisier and rougher, and the brothers grew paranoid. It also became much more black in the population, and the brothers were not a fan of that. Teenagers threw rocks at their windows. Rumors spread that the Colliers were sitting on mountains of cash and priceless antiques inside the house. Burglars began targeting them, and Langley's solution was extreme. What would you do in that situation?
If people were targeting me?
Yeah.
If I can't move, then I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. Buy a gun.
You won't move, I think is more the case.
Oh, if I can move, I would, but I don't know.
I think that's what I would do too.
Yeah.
His solution was to board up every window, wire every door shut, and then he began to booby trap the house.
Oh.
Hallways became twisting, narrow tunnels. Literally, like, they were hoarding, and like all the stuff they kept from his dad and then the stuff they would collect over time were stacked to the ceiling with just tunnels to get through, and then they would have little clearings with like a little ability to move around in some of the rooms.
How is that going to prevent?
Well, tripwires were set up to bring heavy objects crashing down anyone who dared to enter the tunnels and didn't know the booby traps.
This is like some Home Alone type of shit.
Home Alone meets grown man hoarding issues.
Means incest.
Meets incest?
Yes.
You said means incest.
No.
But also the brothers were not fucking. Well, okay, actually, no, I don't think the brothers were fucking. I don't think anything suggests that. But they were pretty obsessed with each other, and they never had relationships outside of each other.
I did not know that. But weren't they product of incest?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Well, the house slowly transformed to a maze of garbage and decay. By 1938, the electricity, water, and gas had been shut off due to unpaid bills. The brothers lived by candlelight, relying on a single kerosene heater for warmth. Langley fetched water from a pump in a nearby park, only leaving the home late at night. Their only connection to the outside world was a crystal radio Langley built by hand. From the outside, the house looked abandoned. Inside, it was a growing biohazard. Rotting food, stacks of yellowing newspapers, garbage piled to the ceilings. The smell of waste and decay saturated every room. Neighbors began whispering about what they called the House of Mystery. Crowds gathered outside, trying to catch a glimpse of the brothers through cracks in the boarded-up windows. But they rarely saw anything. Just the faint flicker of a candle or a shadow moving past.
You know what I'm thinking of? I'm thinking of Monster House.
It's very similar vibes, except now imagine he has a sick brother he's taking care of in there.
Yeah.
And, there's like stacks of stuff.
Yeah, like full of...
To outsiders, they seemed like ghosts haunting their own home, but the truth was more complicated. Langley was fiercely protective of Homer. He truly believed that if he kept the world away, he could heal his brother. He ventured out only at night, scavenging for food and discarded items. Sometimes he walked all the way to Brooklyn just for a single loaf of bread. Meanwhile, Homer lay in darkness, completely blind and eventually paralyzed by inflammatory rheumatism. He hadn't been seen in public since the day he lost his sight in 1933. Langley told neighbors that he was saving newspapers so that when Homer regains his sight, he can catch up on everything he's missed. That's actually so sad. That's so sad. In 1942, so this is 9 years after he lost his sight, and 9 years since Homer had been seen in public, the Bowery Savings Bank attempted to evict them for failing to pay their mortgage. Police smashed down the front door, only to be met by a solid wall of junk. They had to dig their way inside, crawling through filthy, narrow tunnels.
Ew.
When they finally reached Langley, he didn't argue. He didn't even say a word. He simply handed over a check for $6,700, the exact total of the mortgage.
Oh. That was left?
Yes.
I'm trying to be like that. Here, damn.
And then he disappeared back into the darkness. Literally, here, damn. Mind you, after they died, like, they saw how much they had in their bank accounts, and it was, they weren't millionaires, but they had several thousands of dollars.
Damn.
For that time, like, that was a ton of money.
Yeah.
So them, like, living on of almost nothing, them wearing rags, them, like, living horribly, it was because they chose to. So the legend of the Collyer Brothers grew. Newspapers called them hoarders, hermits, even madmen. Rumors claimed they had priceless treasures buried in the house or stacks of gold hidden in jars. The crowds outside grew larger, and the house grew more dangerous. Back to March 21st, 1947, where we started. The police are inside now, digging through years of rot. The first floor alone contains 19 tons of debris.
Okay.
Broken furniture, rusting bed frames, pianos, stacks of ancient newspapers tied with rope, They talked about like a bunch of carriages for babies. Again, they never had any kids.
It's a big house then.
Mm-hmm. There's a mansion in Harlem.
Oh.
4-story brownstone. It's a lot like, if anyone has ever seen The Nanny, it's a lot like what they live in the show.
I see. And if it's like 19 tons, it's like from floor to ceiling.
Yep. The officers gagged from the stench. They had to stop repeatedly to let fresh air in. Each new tunnel they uncovered reveals another booby trap. One officer barely dodged a falling stack of heavy crates. As they dig deeper, the question grows louder. Where are the Collyer brothers? Some think they ran away. Others think they're hiding somewhere inside, watching the police from the shadows. With every passing hour, the tension rises.
Well, somebody called, didn't they?
Somebody who refused to give their name, so that there's a dead body in the building. A lot of people were thinking that Langley called.
Oh.
After 5 grueling hours, an officer finds a clearing in the clutter. There, sitting upright with his head resting on his knees, is Homer Collyer. His hair is long and matted, his frame gaunt beneath a tattered bathrobe. The medical examiner says he's been dead for hours, maybe days. Starvation and heart disease. The anonymous caller, they think, must have been Langley, so you're on the same track.
Yeah.
Maybe he panicked, called the police, and left. So they posted a guard outside and began the search for Langley. Days pass. Nothing. Then a week. Still nothing. Rumors sweep the city. Some claim to have seen Langley boarding a bus to Atlantic City. Others say he slipped away under the cover of night, carrying the family fortune. But the police keep digging, and the crowds outside keep growing. Do you have any predictions of where this ends?
He's probably dug into the debris? Or did they already clear it out?
Hiding in it?
Yeah.
That would be scary.
Did they already clear it?
Something and they're still working on it.
Oh, I see.
So by now, they've removed more than 80 tons of debris.
How do you even... Oh my god.
They're like literally just having to throw it onto the street and then clear it from there.
I don't know if I could do that if I tried. I mean, it was for like a bunch of years, right?
This is over a few weeks of literally like multiple members of the city working on this all day.
Oh, I see.
Every day.
But this accrued for like years.
Oh, yeah, this accrued over. Like, they started hoarding before their parents died and he got blind. But when he went blind in 1933, that's when it got really bad. And this was like 15 years worth of hoarding. Among the filth, they find bizarre treasures. Human organs preserved in jars. Thousands of books. 8 live cats. Thank God.
Live?
Thank God alive. How many hoarding episodes is there just a dead cat laying there?
Yeah. How are they alive? Maybe
14
rats.
Oh, yeah. Killing the rats. And the food around, I mean.
Yeah.
14 pianos, 2 organs, and countless musical instruments, rotting food, bags of garbage so contaminated they must be burned, which reminded me of Mexia. Did they think about that? Like,
yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't burn this.
Yeah.
The smell is unbearable, clinging to the men even after they leave the site. The house is declared a public health hazard, and nearby residents are warned to keep their windows shut. On April 8th, after nearly 3 weeks of nonstop cleanup, a worker crawling through a narrow, rusted tunnel makes a chilling discovery. 10 feet from where Homer was found, there's another body. Crushed beneath bundles of newspapers, covered by rusty bed springs and a suitcase, partially eaten by rats, it's Langley. He'd been dead for weeks. The true source of the smell that had brought the police there in the first place. Investigators pieced it together. Langley was crawling through one of his own booby trap tunnels, likely bringing food to Homer when he accidentally triggered it. The trap collapsed on him. Without Langley to care for him, Homer slowly starved to death. Based on the time of death given, when they did find Homer, he died when they had already started looking. Like they were already in the house. But because it was so hard to get to him, they never found him until he had already been dead for a while.
Did he call?
He is not the one that called.
Oh.
We still do not know who called.
Oh, really? You don't know that?
No one knows.
Have you not reached the end of the story?
I haven't reached the end, but no one knows.
Wow.
There's theories that it was just a neighbor, and I think someone came forward, but it wasn't them, actually.
It's weird that they would be so ominous with it.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it is hard to report a dead body, though, because, like, you're automatically the first suspect.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. True. You're right.
So that is hard. But you gotta do it. You gotta do it.
Yeah.
In total, 120 tons of debris, of material, were removed from the Collyer house. The structure was so unstable and contaminated that the city demolished it that summer.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Today, a quiet park sits where it once stood, the Collyer Brothers Park, hiding the horror beneath its soil.
Oh, they called it that? Holy shit.
The brothers are buried in unmarked graves beside their parents, and their story lives on, a haunting reminder of what can happen when fear, obsession, and isolation are allowed to fester.
What do they do in there? Like, that sounds
Read.
so...
Try to heal him.
I mean, he was blind. What was he doing?
Hanging. Well, they did say that he would play the non-blind brother. Langley would play the piano for Homer a lot.
Mm.
What began as a home became a tomb, and the legacy of Homer and Langley Collyer remains one of the most disturbing stories in New York history.
That is so sad. All your stories were sad.
I come here, it's dark history, I come with the dark history.
Mine wasn't sad.
Yeah, yours is just yours is a little sad. All those homeless people didn't get food.
Yeah.
Someone's always getting fucked.
Damn, this one was a hard episode
Yeah.
to stomach. Ugh.
Sorry if I hope you didn't listen to this while eating, first of all. If
Yeah.
you did, we gave you plenty of warning. If you listened to this while eating, that was your own fault.
Yeah, exactly the title.
Make better decisions.
I know.
Next week we're covering sociopaths, which I'm actually really fucking excited about.
Yeah. Do you already know what you're gonna do?
Yes.
Sociopaths, like Jeffrey Dahmer.
I'm trying to diagnose sociopaths. Because a lot of people, like, you think, like, there are a lot of people that they could be a sociopath, but I'm trying to stick with, like, diagnosed.
I see.
A little sneak peek into next week. One of the sociopaths I'm covering is Diane Downs.
I don't know who that is.
A sociopath.
Ooh. Who would have guessed?
Thank you for watching.
Thank you for
I hope
watching.
you enjoyed the dark history.
Yes, thank you.
Make sure to like, subscribe, tell people about us.
We love you all.
We're in your closets tonight.
How many times has this cat been in front of the TV?
It's okay. We're at the end.
Okay. Bye, everybody.
Bye.